Hello, everyone. Proverbs 3, verses 1 to 10 is a part of Scripture that points out another bilateral contract where wisdom and foolishness are clearly pointed out. There's a version of the Bible called The Message that states this in more clear modern language, and this is how it reads. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do and everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track. Honor God with everything you own. Give Him the first and the best. Your barns will burst. Your wine vats will brim over. There's two parts here. Ours is to trust God from the bottom of our hearts, listening to His voice, honoring Him with everything we own, giving Him the first and the best. So what is God's part? It's keeping us on track or directing our path. And He will, in turn, bless us so much that our barns will burst, our vats will brim over. Or as another contemporary version said, you will have more grain and grapes than you will ever need. So does that mean we follow God just to get rich? Well, not quite. We certainly don't want to promote a prosperity theology. It's really important to remember that we have everything we have to begin with. It's not even ours, it's God's. Oh, but I worked for it, you might say. Well, thankfully, God gave you life, health, intelligence, and everything else to be able to work. We did not make ourselves. We do not give ourselves life, and we won't be able to take any of our wealth to the grave. Let us never forget that. Riches are so fleeting. It is so easy to fall into the trap of thinking of ourselves as gods and putting ourselves in the place of God, which reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar, who said of all his riches, "Is not this great Babylon that I have built for a royal dwelling by my mighty power and for the honor of my majesty?" Well, getting back to our verse from Proverbs, this is what it ultimately boils down to. The cheerful giving of ever-increasing sums in tithe, offerings, and donations as wealth increases will provide a safeguard against the subtle temptations to selfishness and covetousness. God can entrust a person who is a faithful steward of His means with still more of the wealth of the world, because He knows it will be rightly used. Here's a different way of reading this verse in Proverbs 3, verse 10. Honor God with everything you own. Give Him the first and best, and you won't end up coveting what others have, nor will you be a selfish person, and you'll end up being much happier. Now that's a bilateral contract I want to sign up for. And that's our nugget for today. I'll see you tomorrow.